I'm your host, LaQuandra Rhodes, and this is Talks with Q show. Let's get ready for the couch to talk about it.
Hey y'all, welcome to Talks with Q, a space created for y'all to feel safe and loved. I am your host, LaQuandra Wilson. Today we have a guest, my good old friend, LaNaisha. Everybody know, if you know, you know. So this episode today is called You're More Than a Wife, because, yeah, you know. But I'm so excited about this episode, and we're about to get straight into it. So this is LaNaisha Williams.
Hi.
Introduce yourself a little bit. Tell, the listeners about you.
Okay. So my name's LaNaisha Williams, married to Tyreek Williams. We have a son. He's 3, Tylen Williams, but we call him Buddy.
Buddy.
I'm a nurse in the operating room. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Y'all should do makeup too.
I
don't know.
I don't. And I would do makeup for you.
Yeah. Well, let me stop. Y'all do not book her, though, because y'all
ain't nowhere to book.
Y'all ain't about to get me in trouble. But yes, okay. So we're gonna do an icebreaker.
Okay.
It's called this or that. I love the this and that. I've been doing this with everybody.
All right.
The first one is cabins or the city.
Ooh, I had a really good time in February at the cabins. I'm gonna say cabins.
Okay. Date night in or date night out?
Date night out.
Okay. Brunch or dinner?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say dinner. I like the nightlife.
Okay. Physical Bible or Bible app? That's what I see.
Don't crucify me. The Bible out. I love the Bible out.
I like the Bible app too. I do both. I be feeling bad
Yeah,
sometimes. I have to grab my.
Yeah.
Let me get my Bible.
It's
Lord.
more accessible reading on my phone. So
Yeah.
I'd say the Bible out.
Okay. Esther or Ruth?
Esther. Yeah, Esther.
You Esther?
Queen.
True. Okay. I'm over here like Ruth.
What about you?
I'm Ruth. Ruth ain't have to do too much.
You're right. Ruth.
Like, I feel like, of course, well, she sacrificed a lot though too. She sacrificed and she lost her husband before then, but
yeah,
God gave her more and better. To, I don't know, maybe a good blend.
Yeah.
Maybe like when it's time to fast.
I love Queen Esther.
I love Queen. You know what? Also too, because she was on it. She didn't play. When she was ticked off,
I agree.
she was like, "Yeah, we about to get this man."
I agree.
Yeah, but I like Ruth too
I
because
don't know, like, I feel like my life lately has been like a lot of leadership. So maybe a couple months ago I would have said Ruth, but now I'm saying Esther.
Okay, it depends on the season.
Yes.
Because that's true.
Yes, it depends on the season. I think we have a little of both.
Both. Because like some season you Ruth, you lay back, let your husband just do, and then sometimes you have to
Step
be
up.
that helpmate and okay.
I think I'm in my Esther season.
Esther season. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, now I think about it.
You might be too.
I am. We gonna talk about that. Okay. Would you redo your honeymoon or wedding?
Wedding. I didn't do a honeymoon. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
We graduated. I mean, not graduated. Lord have mercy. We got married during COVID in 2020, like
It
at
was.
the start of COVID. Yeah. So like I didn't.
When was y'all wedding? When is y'all anniversary?
The 5th, July 5th. So our wedding was
okay.
supposed to be April, but that was like the start of COVID. So we had to move it. Even though we weren't really supposed to have a lot of people,
Right.
we still gathered because I really wanted to have this wedding. But yeah, we didn't have a honeymoon. So I'm hoping that we can do it this year.
To my honeymoon. Yeah.
And then after that, we had a baby. It
Oh
was a lot.
yeah.
So
y'all did right. Okay.
yeah,
okay.
we
So
didn't have
redo.
I'm gonna say wedding.
Okay.
'Cause I ain't have a-
Okay. What was your original wedding date then? April the what?
5th,
Oh, okay. We was gonna be close by. Ours the 18th.
April 18th.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yep. Good Friday.
Oh, that's good.
I chose that specifically.
I love that.
Yes. So it's like
I
good.
love
Like we
that.
went into Good Friday, then Palms. Like
Y'all
all
got
of
married
that
on Good Friday.
on Good Friday.
That's good.
The devil was mad.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
I can't wait. I love this. I'm ready for it already. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather have your partner do all the cooking or all the cleaning?
all the cleaning.
Okay.
Okay. The other night,
Mm-hmm.
Buddy messed the whole living room up, and I don't like bath time with him, and I don't like cleaning up because he give me a hard time. But he don't give Tyreek. He don't give Tyreek all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen that mess, and I said, I'm gonna give Buddy a bath. Could you please clean this area? We're gonna get into that too.
Okay.
About balance.
Okay. Okay. Okay, all the clean. I don't know. Okay, I would say, I would say all the cleaning too, because my man, he cooked to survive. You know, you gotta think about it, like.
You know what?
Yeah. He's like, babe, you want some steak?
I'm a better cook too.
Yeah.
And I clean better too. He's getting better at it. But I feel like if he clean and I don't like a certain area, I can always go back.
Go back and touch it up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'll give my husband all the cleaning because I feel like he can grill, but when it comes to the stay outside. Don't go in there.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, first question. How do you feel about traditional marriage versus now?
Now meaning what? Courthouse?
Like, okay. I need to be more specific. That's good. We can talk about both. Okay, traditional when it comes to traditional like weddings versus courthouse, and also traditional roles versus like culture now. All of this that's been going on.
Let's start with courthouse and church.
Okay.
I feel like it's couple specific. Like I really wanted a big wedding. I wanted to get married that same day as my wedding, but I don't see anything wrong with courthouse. I feel like it's kind of smarter financially.
Yeah.
You can do your thing, get married, especially if you really trying to take it there. Like you really want to be married right then. Like let's just get married tomorrow.
Do some things the right way.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel that. But me personally, I was in nursing school, so I had time to like plan it all. We were engaged for a while, like a year and a half. So I had time to actually plan and do all the things. What was the other question?
Traditional roles versus like culture now. Because, you know, it's been an uproar, child.
Ooh, so with traditional, that's not me. We don't do it the traditional way. Because the traditional way is like the woman staying home, right?
Yeah.
Husband taking care of all the bills and the woman taking care of home. But I'm a working mom, working wife, so I have a degree. I can't just sit home, and I make a good amount of money, so I don't feel comfortable letting him spend all his money on bills while I just, sit back on my money.
Right.
So I'm not going to say everything is 50-50. I'm going to say 100-100 because sometimes I'm down and out. Sometimes he is. And, you just have to have a partner that'll, uplift you and fill in where they can. So if he's down and out, I have the means to, help us survive.
That's good. I love that. Because, oh my God. Okay. Because I'm fresh out the womb married.
Yeah.
And so we've been discussing like my husband, he always say like, you don't have to, he's the one, you ain't got to do nothing. Yeah. Like, I got you, whatever, da-da-da. But also, I do, interior design, I do my interior design, stuff like that. Like, I'm the girl where I always want my own money.
You still working?
Yes, like I'm still working, but I'm having the balance of.
What?
Like, you can pay mortgage bills.
Yeah.
Ain't
nothing wrong
so
with
I'm
that.
trying to have the balance of not seeming like I'm just wanting him to do everything because I still hold him to that standard of like, you're the provider, like you're the husband. That's what God says. But I won't leave him hanging if that comes to a point where like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to have the balance of like, hey, I still got you, but hey, I'm still holding you to this standard that you want it to be.
Well, he set that standard for y'all. So that is the standard that y'all set in y'all relationship. Like I said before on the other topic, it's very couple specific. What works for you might not work for somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I had to learn that too. Well, learning now, just even when it comes to like, okay, the whole traditional with the wedding and all that stuff. Of course, when I tell you, that was the best thing I ever could have done. Because, of course, like, we're still going to have a wedding and stuff, or a reception, actually.
Yeah.
But it was more to where, like, I think as now that we're growing more spiritual and also, too, more smarter, like, our culture, too.
Yeah.
Like, we was like, when we got back together, like, let's just do it. Like, we feel
Y'all
right.
know
Like,
each
we fasted for 45. Like, that's why we
love that.
Listen, we fasted for 45 days. No liquor, no sex, no nothing.
Oh, I love that.
We fasted like we was on sober, and we was like, we gonna fast for 45 days. Whatever God tells us to do. If it's a wait, we gonna wait. If it's
I felt that from you. I felt like something was happening, but I didn't know what it was.
And that's what it was. Like, and people was like, did he propose? No. I already knew what I wanted. Come on. I ain't got time for that. Come on.
And then things are changing. Like, in a way, it'll be the same as the Bible, but we put our own little mix.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go.
Exactly. That's what it was. Like, I mean, we went to go, he was like, you want to go look at rings now? I sure do.
Yeah.
Get what you want. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't need no, come on, we gotta go. He was like,
you was ready.
Yeah. He was like, pick your date. And I mean, we did it specifically because I was like, it was more spiritual. I was like, the new year starts in April. And I was like, that's a fresh start for us. I said, it's new, it's different. We in a different space now. And he was like, choose the dates that you want in April. And I specifically looked, I said, Good Friday. And I said, Resurrection Sunday. I said, we got a lot to, and so for me, if you want to go to the courthouse, go ahead. I'm here for it.
By any means, do it. If it works for you, then do it.
Yes. Okay. So this the one. We had talked about, we was in Bible study with me and you before everybody got on.
Okay.
You hear me say, the Bible says we cannot deny our husbands when it comes to sex. And remember, we talked about this personally. And for me, when I'm tired, it's just like a no for me. Like, and not like I don't deny him at all. But what? I think I communicate before he even
That's me.
asks.
Like, hey,
I can't deny
tired. Oh, I'm so sleepy.
Okay, so I was going to ask you.
No.
What do you do in those moments? Because for me, I think also, too, you got to have a husband who's attentive because he knows when I'm, like, tired.
Yeah.
And it be just like, babe, you tired? Like, you look tired, just give you some, like, he know, because I don't want to give you no half. And like, I don't want to give you the bare minimum and you feeling like, dang, that's all I got.
Yeah. So a lot of times if I don't get a chance to be like, hey, I'm tired, Tyreek, he'll ask like.
He'll read the room.
And I compromise with him. Like, I'll be like, I'll wake you up. I'll wake you up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Let me get a couple hours of sleep.
Okay.
Or, most times he just know, like, he'll be like, are you too tired? And I'm like, oh, but I'm barely ever that tired.
Okay.
Not to give too much information.
Don't be, Tyreek, don't be trying to take it back with my girl, no, just play.
A lot of times, if I am too tired, I just suck it up. Like, but you gotta get me there first if I'm too tired, like, because eventually I'll be like, okay, like,
it'll go away.
Yeah, it goes away. If you're too tired, the hardest part is just getting up.
The hardest part is starting it. Like, getting,
So that push start.
Yes. Okay, good. Because I remember me and you had that conversation. And I was like, married now, and I feel great. I don't feel like I always say a guilty Christian. I can just do it. But you was like, you can't deny your husband. I said, girl, what?
It's a difference when you be like, no, I'm too tired today. Like you
no,
getting on my nerves. Get off me, or go sleep somewhere else. That's different.
With that type of denial. But I think God knows. I'm sorry. Like, just be attentive. Because sometimes our husbands might be tired. It be days where.
Yeah, for sure.
Kenzie, he'll go in the bed and be asleep in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm going to sleep too. But I get it. But for him, he do ask like, hey, and I like for him, because he knows how, like I said, I'm a neurodivergent. So he schedules with me. And that makes me feel more considerate.
So I have one question. Do you initiate it ever?
I think so. But with I'm like, ooh, you look good fixing that window.
Okay, so
like, hey, you might get some
so
day.
So you starting it up early on.
Yeah.
That's
so
your way of initiating. Like, okay, tonight is the night.
Yes. Or even when I be like, what is it? We was in New York, not talk business, but that morning, I was like, hey.
It's different
and I just
vacation.
That's what I said. I don't know what it is. I think we be the one who be like.
Girl, I hadn't got so spiritual one day in my bed. I'm like, hold on now. We wasn't doing anything. I don't even think he was in the bed with me, but I'm like, well, I don't feel like how I felt yesterday in the hotel. I'm about to pray these spirits up out of here. Because what's going on?
I told him that. I said.
Yes, something ain't right.
He told me something. You know, our sex life is great, but he was like,
vacation is different.
You in New York was a little different. I said, it's the.
Like, that's why I said the cabins, like, that was part of the best part of the trip. I'm like, what? What is this?
And I tell him too, but that's why you say, even the days when we are tired, I feel like, and they know, a tip for men or husbands, I would say, get us like do a little something. But he go some wine.
Yeah, you want
to rub a little shoulder.
Yeah.
He do. You know what?
That's how they do
My
it.
My husband do that. Now that I think about it, he be like, "Babe, I'm gonna give you a massage tonight." I be like,
"Look, I don't want to put too much information, but like when I first met Tyreek, like the first time we became intimate, when I went over there, I was like, okay, we not doing anything, we just chilling. So he gave me a massage. He gave me a massage, right? So he's playing with my the strap. And I don't know if you ever seen that video on, I think it was TikTok or something. It was like, not TikTok. TikTok went around. Facebook was like, ooh, she ain't saying nothing. She letting me know. That made me think about that. He was going so
know
slow.
what to do.
Yeah.
Like they try to eat, but I love it.
Just said we ain't doing nothing. Now we got to do something.
Yes. And so that goes to that. So I've been working on, I remember ever since you told me that, and I was like, okay, I don't ever want to deny my husband that way. Yeah. But I think me and him have a balance. And it goes back to communication too. Like, you don't want a selfish husband like always, but you just want somebody to both read the room and be considerate of everything. Because you don't want it to be just like, oh, I'm laying here. Yeah. How they used to be back in the day.
No, that's why you got to, excuse me, foreplay a little bit. Like you got to take them there.
Yeah. Okay. That was good.
That was funny.
Okay, third question. We only on number 3. That's crazy. How do you balance being LaNaisha and not be consumed being just a wife? Because I think a lot of women get lost and forget like who they are.
Yes.
Because if you, no shade, no tea, I ain't trying to get sued or nothing, but you seen the post with Lotto? She was like, I wake up, my man. I go to sleep, my man. I eat, I'm like.
So the first thing you have to do is prioritize yourself. Like, I feel like you can't pour into nobody if you're pouring from an empty cup. You see? So self-care is one thing. Another thing, a lot of women and wives, they like to include their husbands on everything. You going out with your friends, why is he coming?
Yeah, I don't know.
You need to have, like,
I'm going to miss you.
Girlfriends outside of your partner.
Right.
I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
If you ain't got that, it's going to be my man.
And you're going to get exhausted.
Yeah, burnt out. Who wants to think about my man all the... Sorry. Maybe the first 2 weeks. Maybe.
Because after that,
right.
No. Yeah, like you got to... Because I don't want my man to be like up under me all the time. Of course, you got that balance, but no. Like he can have his time where he go with his friends and, you know, he come back because... I need time to miss you. Yes. I don't want to just be consumed.
And he gonna be tired of you. And I don't think that'll work.
Yeah. Then
y'all both tired of each other. What does that lead to?
And that's when I feel like it starts early. Not speaking over this, but just in general, like early infidelity, looking for stuff.
And yeah, you looking for
because you're just consumed of just being just a husband and a wife.
That's it.
And yeah. But for me, that's how I balance. Like, matter of fact, yesterday was a prime example. I had to do work. I was like, I got to work. I need to get this stuff done. And I didn't like really talk to my husband till like 11 at night. But like he checked in, hey baby, good. I was like, yeah, I'm good. What you doing? Okay, cool. I'm back to work. Love you. Yeah. Whatever. Cause I'm like, if I get consumed, what you doing? Which one do? No, like girl, I have to.
The couples that live together and work together. Absolutely not. I don't think I could work. with my spouse.
No. I would get so tired. And now I'm already get overstimulated. I got to look at you at work, leaving the house, on the way to her.
We driving to work together. We got the same off days. Like, no.
Yeah.
And then vacations. I feel like it's healthy to take girlfriend vacations. Or,
Yes, we need one.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you after this.
Okay. So, what's the next question? What's the hardest part of being a wife and the best part?
Let's start with the hardest part. I will say, okay, do you know how like society make it to where men are uncomfortable expressing their feelings?
Yep.
The hardest part for me would be like some days I don't know exactly what's wrong with him. Even though I've made a safe space for us, he's not going to tell me exactly what's wrong with him every single time. He'll just be like, you know, I'm in my head about something, or I'm a little stressed. You experienced this? Yeah, and it's very hard because, I mean, all I can do is just give you words of encouragement, send you scriptures to read, be a shoulder to cry on, but I can't tell you exactly what to do or how to feel because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I told my husband, I said, you have to get your own individual therapist. I said, I said, I can't just have my own, and we got marriage counselor. I was like, you have to get your own therapist to feel you, get your stuff pruned and stripped up and talked about.
Yeah.
Because it be the same thing. Like, they want to be so strong and put on
society.
this. Yes. And I'm like, I told him the other day, I said, cry.
Yeah, if you
go
you
cry.
can cry.
Even if you could go in the closet by yourself,
just cry.
Go cry and let it out. And the Lord gonna be right there with you. And I say you're gonna feel so good walking out that thing, like now you can conquer the world.
Yes.
I was like, if you need to go cry, like, because you know you a man.
Yep.
And I feel like I want every man on this earth to let it out and cry.
Yeah.
So
that does not make you any less of a man. If
Remember
y'all watching
that.
this.
Please.
The best part is similar. Like, if I'm feeling that way, having a spouse or somebody to share life with, to, you know, share your emotions with.
Yeah.
I truly believe not everybody on this earth is going to experience true love and marriage. And I'm just lucky. You're lucky too to have that. So I feel like that's the best part.
Yeah.
And another best part is cooking and seeing his reaction to my food.
That's your best part?
That's one of his best parts.
Oh, girl. I need to get like you one day.
What?
Girl, I don't like cooking.
Oh.
I never did, though.
Okay.
I would have to because I had a child. We can't starve. And anybody keep spending money. But as I got in relationships, I said, oh, this about to be a thing.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't at first. I didn't know how to cook.
And I think for me, I want to learn how to bake. I think I would love baking more than cooking because it's something creative. It's the creative thing.
That
like
ain't up my alley. Yeah, that's you.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
so
not me.
like cooking, like, and the crazy part is I have to step out. I'm like, babe, what you want this week? I could like what?
Oh, that's me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm starting to lose recipes. We need more animals. I don't know. Like, I'm running out of ideas.
And so I'm so glad he loves me for me, cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't like cooking. I don't.
feel that.
Like, I be looking at the kitchen and I be like,
Spaghetti, tacos, rotation.
I'm like, what you want to go eat? Like, at this point, I gotta say I buy it at this point, cause I don't know. It just never been my.
I swear to God, if I don't feel like cooking, I'm like, oh, let's go. I'll buy it. So you won't feel no type of way.
You know, so that's one thing. But I'm so glad he understands, like, you know, my wife, she'll cook. I can cook, though. Like, he say, like, man, you can cook. I just don't be feeling like it.
How do you know how to cook, but you don't like to cook?
Because I always had to. But it's like, also, too, it's second nature to me because my mama know how to cook.
True.
So it's like, I know how to cook. I just don't be feeling like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang.
Every day, cooking, sex, all that. No. Every day is a no for me.
That's what I was like.
Sometimes every 2 days, I can't. Give me a few days.
Yes. Okay. So that's good. I think the hardest part for me is like, the opening up.
Yeah.
You know, I could say he opens up a lot, but I feel like that deep one that we want them to,
they don't
it ain't going.
it.
Yeah.
It'll probably make them feel like a little less.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's okay. I married you. Where we going?
Yeah.
Like,
it's done now.
Cause who gonna say something about you? What they say? Who gonna check you? Nobody.
Sign a death row.
Okay. It's kind of similar to the other question. How do you balance like just having self-care, motherhood, and being a wife? Because I know for me, it days where I tell my husband like, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to sit on this couch and just watch TV and do nothing all day.
Yeah.
I don't want to cater to you.
I feel like
Forget them kids.
At least one day out the week, you need to be like that. Just do nothing. Just rest.
Yeah.
God said rest.
God said, I was just about to say, God rest.
Another thing, you have to move your body.
Yeah.
Work out. If not, you're not gonna want to do anything. You're gonna want to rest every single day. Can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around and rest.
They're gonna be a potato, and what is called when you go on the couch?
A couch potato.
A couch potato.
That. And another thing is learning is everlasting. Like it's always new things to learn. Just keep yourself updated on. Take a class, hell, on anything that you enjoy. Just educate yourself. I feel like that's a big part of self-care. Mm-hmm. And like I said before, you have to pour into yourself because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, because you can't pour into the family if you empty. Yeah. And I learned that too.
Prioritize yourself. Yep. That's number one. Yourself.
And it's not selfish, but like I feel like even my husband, like prioritize yourself. I need to prioritize myself so we can pour together, so we can overflow.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. Okay. Oh, this is good. I wanted to do something just was like, what? We can just talk about. Okay. Hypothetically, we see infidelity a lot that comes up in marriages. Mm-hmm. Would you forgive your husband or would you be like, hell no, nope.
Ooh, okay. At the beginning of, I don't know. I've never say never, but
in Jesus'
since we've been together, I haven't had a female problem with Tyreek.
That's really good.
I don't know if I can be able to come back from cheating. Like, you really stepped out on me?
Like me?
Come on now.
Out of all people?
I don't know. Like, I feel like everybody deserves second chance. I guess it just depends on how he comes back from it. Like, you got to go to God first.
That's true.
We're going to have to pray about it and see where that takes us. If not, then no.
Ooh.
But if God says so, then yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. Like,
that's hard because like when you think about the Bible, like they say forgive.
Yeah.
Like how God forgive. I'm up here like.
Yeah, give people the same grace that God gives.
But I feel
it's
like
very hard. We're human.
Yeah, I'm like, Lord, man, you have to talk to this on Judgment Day.
Yeah, and I feel like if he stepped out on me, I'm just gonna be so insecure in my relationship. I'm looking every time you leave out the house. I'm wondering what you doing. Are you going to see somebody? Like, I don't know how I'll do with that.
Yeah, that was a good hypothetical because I was like,
I don't know. I feel like you got to be in that situation,
and I never really want to.
Nope. So yeah,
I don't. But that was a good hypothetical. Okay. So the next one is, let me see. So before you said I do, what was your expectations versus reality? Because at what moment you was like, okay, ooh, uh-oh.
So I was fine before we got married up until the day before. I was crying hysterically the whole entire day.
Why you?
I don't know. I was just so freaking emotional. I'm like, what did we do? What did we just get ourselves into? Even though we had been together already for like 5 years. But the day of my wedding, like, I just felt peace.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was very peaceful the whole day. Anything that went wrong with my wedding, I did not know about.
That's good.
It was fine. It was peaceful for me.
Okay. That's good. Yeah.
What?
That's the next question.
Okay.
That's good. Okay. Have you ever been in a moment you was like, oh God, did I make the right decision?
What, my marriage or?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But it's very small. It'd be like little stuff. Like I came home. If I come home and it's a mess, and I'm like, you've been here. What the if I was here, I would have cleaned up all this shit. I would have had food, but then one day it happens to me and the house is a mess and I didn't cook and I'm like, okay. That's why I said give people the same grace. Yeah.
That's good. For me, it was the next day, 24 hours we got married.
Oh, I take that back. That happened to me too.
Ooh.
Actually, it was the same night. But tell me yours first.
Okay. We got married. I told you, like, and everybody, like, everything is spiritual. It is.
Yeah.
So we got married that day. So before we got married, we didn't argue.
Yeah.
We talked like this. If we got a problem, I'm talking about just communicating.
Yeah.
We got married. That day was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, good. That next day,
it was hell.
Oh, hell.
That's
literally hell, bro.
That's the devil.
I said, we got into a bad argument. And I was like, I went to the Lord. I said, oh, no. I said, oh, no. I cried. I said, I don't know what I just did. I said, oh, no, I am done. I said, what?
That just woke up a memory for me because the same night of my wedding, it was bizarre. Like nothing you would imagine. I just feel like alcohol was involved. So that was one thing. But we didn't get into it bad, but it was an emotional breakdown. Not for me, but for Tyree. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't understand where it came from. But I think
that ain't none but, man.
That was the devil himself. Because I'm like, we was just having an amazing time. And that night, like.
Yep. And let me tell you, that next day. And so when I got home, I couldn't even sleep. I was tossing.
Yes.
And I said, and God told me, and I remember it popped up a memory with Pastor Philip Mitchell. Yeah. He was like, I remember he said, y'all, it's going to be a target on your back when you get married. He said, because the devil hate marriage. And he was like, when him and his wife, don't get it wrong, I think Leah, I'm not sure, I'm sorry. But Mrs. Mitchell, I'm going to say Mrs. Mitchell. It was like when they got married, he said, they argued so bad. And he said, God told him, he said, it ain't nothing but the devil.
Oh my God.
Telling her something, making her think something, and X, Y, and Z.
That
and he said, y'all
so
arguing.
True.
And I remember.
Hates companionship.
He hates, like and especially if it's under God.
Yes,
so
I didn't think about it like that.
And I remember I woke up, I told my husband, I said, babe, this ain't nothing but the devil. And I said, we're about to be in spiritual warfare.
Yes.
And when I kicked,
that's what it was.
I kicked for a month straight. I'm being very authentic right now. It was hell. And not like art, but spirit. I'm talking about, I said, Lord, I said, this is not, I said, this ain't the honeymoon phase. Yeah. I said, when we get into it? I'm confused. I'm talking about, it was straight like me.
A lot of people think it's just sunshine.
But when you spiritually growing and the enemy sees that, like he's going to do everything. I don't think I prayed so much.
I got married 5 years ago, so I wasn't spiritually there where I am now. And just thinking back, like, that was the devil.
That was the devil.
It happened the same night we got married. We didn't go to sleep till like 3 a.m. We weren't like arguing, fussing, and fighting, but we were just not connected. It was a lot of crying, a lot of tears. I don't know. That's insane that I just thought about that. That's nobody but the devil.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if other couples experience this but don't talk about it, because I know I've never really talked about what happened the night of my wedding.
And that's good that you said it now, because it can really, I'm glad that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like God do stuff in mysterious ways. I'm glad I had this episode, because I feel like it'll help other couples realize, like, hold on.
Yes, because
it might not be us.
For sure. I didn't have nobody to, look up to when I got married. So I'm just thinking, oh, did I make the right decision? Did I marry the right person? Because this is not supposed to happen on my wedding night. Like, what is this?
It's supposed to be
not do this, but it wasn't God. It was the freaking devil. It ain't none time. They are always in
war.
Yeah, always at war. He's always fighting for us. So
and that's why I always tell people, like, they was like, how's marriage been going? And I was like, don't get me wrong, I said marriage is good, but I said
it's not easy.
I said it's work. And but I said it's more spiritual work than anything. Like this, I was trying to tell you, this whole month I've been over here like, Lord, I said, now is your time. I said, it's your time. I said, it's time to fight. This is your time. Because look, now.
I can't do it.
Listen, but when I tell you that next day, the enemy hates marriage.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, I was like, spiritual warfare about to be on 10. And I said, it's going to, and there'll be moments where We like this.
You gotta stand strong.
And I get the girl, I hit it with this. I'm like, I'm about to go pray.
Let me do my door like this.
Look, I'm like, I'm about to go pray because I said this ain't nothing but the enemy because the enemy is going to. Me and him just talked about this last night. I told you, I said the enemy, all he is here to kill, steal, and destroy, and try to divide. I said when he see a marriage that's under God's covenant, he's gonna try to do everything
to break
that marriage. And I said it ain't gonna be this one.
Not this one.
So
we've been standing strong.
Yeah, because how many years y'all been married now?
This year makes 5 years. In July, it'll be 5 years.
That fast? Mm-hmm. It seems like y'all just got married.
And it's still fresh. I would say it's still fresh. Like, some days are better than others, but there's never a day where I'm like, I just want out of this.
Yeah, it's not. It haven't been. Because I ain't going to lie. It been making us, it was like one moment I woke up and he was surprised. He had talked about it. He was like, I was surprised when you woke up. I was like, I don't want to argue.
Yeah, it'd be like
and
that. It's a waste.
Because it's just spiritual. You be arguing about, you go back, you like, what was that?
And you have to realize that y'all are on the same team. You should not be fighting each other. Y'all are on the same team.
And so now we've been like just working in prayer, really, and working toward
disagreement, like talking, communicating through disagreements.
Yep.
That's the best thing.
Yeah. But I love marriage though. I won't trade it for the world unless the Lord called me home, and that's it.
Another tip, I'm sure everybody knows, but probably don't follow, is not to communicate. Well, you can communicate, but when you're heated at the moment, like you're real angry.
Yep.
Calm down first.
Yep.
Then talk, because you might say some things you regret.
Yep. And I learned that just with therapy, like individually. Because I used to, like, when I get mad, I just say. But that's me growing spiritually, too. Because I'm like, I can't be talking like that. And people, you have people that look at you. And I don't want to be a false image of, of course, I'm not perfect. But I used to have a mouth on me. I was used to hit below the belt. And the Lord started working that in me because he I always wanted a husband. I'm like, I can't disrespect my husband.
Yeah.
Because you gotta respect the church. Like,
he won't give you a husband if you got a mouth like that.
Exactly. And that is why I had to be worked on.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was one moment I said, God, I want to be a great wife. I'm not perfect, but I don't want to be that no more.
Yeah.
And it goes back to, like you say, you upset and stuff. I always hit my husband with, babe, I'll call you back. Give me a minute. I love you. We'll talk about it. And that be it. Then when we come back, it be common sense.
Yeah. Okay. Like, y'all probably were agreeing.
Yep.
You don't even know.
Exactly. Okay. What else? Let me see what I got. What advice would you give a girlfriend or a fiance that's wanting to be married?
Girlfriend or fiance?
Yeah, like the long-term girlfriend. I feel like they should be gone by now because they don't take that long sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. It took me long because, I was in nursing school. I didn't want to get married in nursing school.
Definitely different circumstances, but
it took a year. I would say let's meet in the middle.
That's good.
Meet in the middle.
You sound like my husband over there.
How?
Where's the middle ground?
Yeah,
I love it.
Common ground. Meet in the middle. Like I said before, y'all are on the same team. You don't have to fight all the time. A lot of the times, it's just communication. If you communicate your needs, I would say expectations, but I'm
over
like
that expectation thing.
It's out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs.
It just, you know what? The beginning of my marriage. Oh, this is a good one. You heard of the love languages, right?
Yes.
I will say, love your partner the way that they want to be loved. I struggled with this. I was thinking, I know how I want to be loved, so if I showed him that same thing, he would appreciate it.
Nope.
No, ma'am. We had a conversation. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what am I not doing? I'm doing a lot. Like, I get you gifts, and he's like, I don't want that. I want affection, and I want physical touch. And I'm like, oh,
that's all I want.
It still took me a minute to actually get it until yeah, it took me a little minute. I would say, love your partner how they want to be loved.
That's the best tip.
Because if I like gifts and I don't care for like words of affirmation, well, I mean, all of it is important.
Yeah.
But if I like gifts more and quality time, you giving me words of affirmation, I'm like, let's go out to eat. Let's go to dinner. And don't be scared to open up to them and tell them how you want to be loved.
That's me.
That's how I learned. Tyreek told me, like, this is what I like. And he actually gave me a book to read. Like, this is the love languages. Read this book. And these are my love languages.
Yes. That's
So
how.
lay it out.
We are similar. Me and
Lay it out. Yeah, y'all are Aquarius. That's why.
So for me, that's how I always tell people, like, you have to love your partner in their love language.
Yeah.
Cause like for me, like my husband
Give.
Yeah.
I want a gift.
But as I got older, I remember he asked me, he said, "What are your love languages?" I said, "All of them."
Yeah, it changes.
And let me tell you why. I was like, because if I'm getting all of this, and I'm not getting that, I'm going to be unsatisfied in some area. And so I was like, I need all of them.
Yeah.
I need the physical touch, the words, affirmation, the quality time, the acts of service, the gift. Like, I need all of them so I can just be like, shut up and go sit down.
See, that's how I struggled at the beginning, because I'm like, okay, I am giving you all of it, but it's some areas you want more really than the other. So if you want physical touch like 50% and gifts 25%, you know, you just have to balance.
And so like for me, I'm like all 25. You know what I'm saying? Like all of them. So it's equally. Like I need all of them. That's what I need. That's what I like. So I need the good morning text. Yeah. On top of the flowers. Yeah. Coming in the next day.
A kiss and a hug.
You get what I'm saying? On top of, you want me to cook today? You know. But it's like that, because that's just what keeps me going. So
more advice is to always say I love you before you. That's with anybody. Before you leave, kiss. Before you get in the shower, like that's just what we do all the time. Like, I need to know before you get in the shower. You need to kiss me before you get in the shower. You need to pray before you leave the house.
Let me tell you how God, he tested me.
How?
I was mad at him.
Okay, you
but he's my husband. And it was going on because I was so mad at him. I was so upset. My feelings were hurt. And I was like, well, we can't be stubborn. Your wife now. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? So, we had talked a little bit in the morning, and I was just like, I need a little space or whatever. So I was about to go to bed, and I looked at my phone. I was like, I ain't telling this nigga. And I was like, and the Lord said, you know that's your husband, right? And you know you love him, right? I was like, and I'm up, you know how a little kid, like,
I guess.
And so I text him. I put the text in there. I was like, man. So as I kept falling asleep, God kept waking me up. He was like, you're not going to sleep until you text good night and I love you. Because I was so upset. And I was like, also, too, I was like, anything could happen. I always think about that. I say, anything could happen. So I finally texted and I said, I was gone. I was like, as soon as I pressed send, I was like slumped over. And I was like, that ain't nothing but God.
I swear.
Because I could not, every time I would close my eyes, he was like, no, dude, he's my. I was like, oh,
excuse me, you need to be obedient.
You are a wife, ma'am, and you need to get out your stubbornness and do what I said. Sure. And I was like, you know what? And like ever since then, it don't matter if, whatever. It's always I love you. Yeah. Even if I don't say good night. I love you.
Good night.
You know.
If I'm mad and I want to say good night, GN.
But I love you though.
No heart.
No.
Love you. GN, love you.
Look, I ain't gonna add that heart to it. You gonna get that good night and I love you. You ain't getting that emoji.
When you send it back, I like it with a thumbs up. That's so petty.
So petty. And I made God be up here like.
You know what a common misconception is? People say, like, don't go to bed angry. Right. Sometimes I go to bed mad. I mean, I still say I love you, but it's just,
I be upset. Normal. Like, it's not what I'm supposed to do.
I'm not mad anymore.
No, like
You
we
can't
want to be
like sometimes you can talk it out and still be upset a little
yes,
bit.
like me.
Don't live up to that.
Me and my husband.
Don't live up to that.
We was having a little disagreement. I never seen this man go to sleep so fast.
How you go to sleep mad like that?
He was like, cause he always hit me. He was like, I love you, and cause I remember he said, I still love you. That was him saying I love you. Like,
yeah.
I still love you. Da da da. Before I could even get to the bed, he done hit one of those. I was like,
okay.
Oh, he upset.
Yeah.
Okay. And I did
you one better.
Look, I hit him with a cuddle.
Oh.
No, a little spoon.
Yeah.
You mad, but I love you though.
They try to like.
It's so funny. I love being married, but it's like now after the fact,
what
just
you
laugh.
gonna do? You can't go nowhere. Honestly, you can't even go sleep on the couch. I ain't having it. You gotta sleep by me. You can put a little pillow in between.
But you ain't going to the couch.
Nope.
Period.
Nope.
I love it. But yes, I just be cracking up because like just having people you can just relate to, like, oh my God, I can finally have somebody I can talk to. Like.
I swear, and one of the best parts are inside jokes. No, nobody else know what y'all talking about. It's just hilarious.
Yes.
My sister always say, oh my God, y'all remember every video. Because I could just say one word and he cracking up. Like,
yep.
She like, where that come from? Where that come from? Like, you wouldn't understand.
Good, understand.
You wouldn't understand. This our inside joke.
I love it. Okay. My infamous question, this is the last question. If you had the world's attention for 5 minutes, what would you tell them?
Put God first. Open your Bibles and get to know Jesus. I feel like the world is lacking. They lacking Jesus. Do you see Augusta? It's a mess.
Lacking? I don't think they just got it at all.
They don't got it.
It ain't even a piece of drop in there.
It will change your life. People are always like, oh, I don't want to get rid of this. I don't want to stop going out. Me and Tyreek had this conversation.
Nothing there.
Even if like it's not going to happen suddenly, God, your desires will become His desires once you take on Jesus.
Yes.
So one day you might wake up like, I don't even want to do that anymore. That's not what I'm on.
Me. I used to go like the studio and stuff.
I don't want to do that.
I used to be so awkward. I used to be on my phone like this.
Me too. Like
at the bar
I
though.
would just go because Tyreek likes to go, but he's becoming more like me, like Jesus. So
that's good.
He don't want to go either.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like my desires are His desires. That's my biggest piece of advice I can give these people.
That's the best advice.
The best advice, Jesus.
Well, for my 5 minutes, I'm going to agree.
Yeah. I stand in agreement.
What they say? Yes. I'm going to agree because I feel like now, man, and I don't think it does make me emotional because did me and you talk about this? We did. We was like, we don't want to be in a line and our family members on the other side.
Yeah, I hate that.
And it's like, and I'm over here looking like
every chance I get, I'm sending a song, I'm sending a scripture.
Yes, and I really just
want be more like Jesus.
Everybody to get to know Jesus. Even people who know Jesus, come back and also to start implementing those things in your life and applying it because it's like life is so short. You don't know when you're going to leave this earth. You don't know when He's coming back. And you don't ever want to regret.
He don't even know when He's coming back.
He don't even know.
So it could be right now. Like, He don't even know.
Literally.
Like, it's time for you to.
And so I made this statement with my husband. I said, you have to stay ready to get ready. I said, you know why? I said, because Jesus have to stay ready, so He don't have to get ready.
He has to stay ready. So
because
what that
He
means,
don't.
We need to stay ready.
Because He don't know when God is gonna tap him and say, "Let's go."
Your time.
Like, so He literally there on the right hand of Him, ready. Like, cause
He don't know when. He don't know.
So it's like with us, that's a prime example. Oh my God, that's a good revelation. That's a prime example of we have to stay ready. So we ain't got to get ready because when it's time, we ready.
And another thing, like,
so I feel like that's really good.
Life is so much harder when you don't have Jesus. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah.
It be kicking your butt. Like, how sometimes you fall off.
Of course.
Just a little bit. I mean, we human. Fall off. You don't read the Bible during that day. It seems like life be kicking my behind. I be at work struggling. And I think about it like, I ain't even prayed in like hours. I haven't even connected with Jesus. Let me just let him know, like, I'm here. Please order my steps. Please help me to keep you at the center of my life so we can get through today.
Because it's just like with working out. Like, when I don't work out, just like today in my head, I was like, I'm working out. I don't care what time. I don't care if it's the last hour the gym closed. I have to go because, and it just ties back into, like, you gotta keep Jesus in your life. You gotta pray daily because your day will be thrown off. I'll be irritable.
And you wonder why.
I'll be snapping.
Like, I'm so agitated today. Last night, I went to the gym at 8 o'clock last night. And it was the best thing I could have done. I was literally in there singing that song that I sent y'all. I was crying and sweating, just crying.
Girl, that'd be the best thing. And I know they be looking at me like.
I know, I was like, on the treadmill.
Listen, I be at that Y. And when I have my gospel music on, you can tell I be listening to gospel because I be up here like.
What Jalea posted, Christians are crazy. That's so true. They probably think we're so crazy.
They probably think, but I'm trying to get on our team because.
You'll see why.
You'll see why. And
I think y'all, not y'all, but I'm sorry.
Some of y'all.
Some of y'all are crazy. For sure.
For sure. Like, no, for real. Y'all need to get Jesus because we need to get that.
Try Jesus.
We gotta get everybody back to like solitude.
That's why I share. You share a lot. Anytime I come across something, I feel like the world need to know I'm sharing it.
Yeah.
Please look at this. Please don't bypass it.
Don't. And you probably think I talk about the Lord too much. Oh well. Unfollow me because I'm gonna keep talking.
It's for somebody. Somebody wrote me today and said I needed this.
Yes.
My work was done.
That's all he wants. Well, that is a wrap, y'all. Thank you guys for watching another episode with my good friend. I'm so glad God brought us so close together.
I know, I love it.
I love it. I love you. Love you. But yes, we are out. Don't forget to keep God first. I love y'all. Thank you all for the support, and we gone. Bye. All right, thank you guys for watching another episode of Talks with Q. This episode was really good, and what I learned from it is that you are more than a wife, but also learning how to be considerate with each other, being a wife and with your husband, and also just learning to communicate. That is very important. It might sound cliche, but communication is the most important key. Also, I learned from this episode is that don't forget that you are more than just a wife. Remember your self-care. Remember to pour into yourself as well because you cannot pour into your partner and your family on an empty cup. So don't forget that tip. Also, you can follow me at laquandra.jpg. Again, laquandra.jpg. And also follow me on all social media platforms at Talks with Q Show. I am your host again, LaQuandra Wilson, and thank you for watching. Bye.